Welcome back to Paul and Benny. I'm Paul, and I'm peeling some apples for our delicious Thanksgiving apple crisp with a twist.
Ooh, what's the twist?
We'll get to that in just a moment. But I do want to let you know, if you're a person that can't bake, like you always say, my bake stuff doesn't turn out, or people ask you to bring paper plates to the potluck or to holidays, this is something you can bring and they'll ask you to bring it again. Anyone can make this.
Not the paper plates.
It happens to all of us at some point. But yes, this is something you put in your repertoire and people put, oh, you make the best apple crisp. One, we're gonna make it very Thanksgiving with some fresh cranberries in it. We're gonna add some additional spice to take it from just a wonderful, delicious cinnamony apple crisp to a Thanksgiving holiday celebration apple crisp. And then our topping, we're gonna make it a little extra nutty and crunchy and delicious, so it's fit for an annual holiday with your loved ones. So I'm chopping these, not as I would for apple pie. I don't need them that uniform or that fine. I just want some chunks that are pretty much the same size so they'll bake at the same rate. But we're gonna spoon this out casserole style so you don't have to have wonderful knife skills here.
Sounds like a good recipe for me. I don't have great knife skills.
You know what? I don't either, but when it comes to something like this, it really doesn't matter. The good thing about this is we're almost done with the recipe. The most time-consuming thing is just peeling the apples and cutting them up in pieces. Besides that, it's just mix and bake.
This is a recipe that I can do. I'm not a big dessert person. I love to cook like dishes and entrees, but dessert, I'm not good at. So this is an easy recipe that even I can do.
Totally can do this.
Actually, let's switch spots. I'm just kidding.
Want to do this?
No.
And the good thing is like, if apple's not your favorite, you can do this with different things. You can do it with pear, you can do it with sweet potatoes, you could do just cranberries, you could do whatever you want to do. So I'm going to take these apples and I'm going to dump them in the pan, which I've already buttered, which is probably unnecessary. But I like to butter it because butter's good and because the crisp around the top could get a little crusty and I don't really want to wash it later.
Ooh, what do you got there?
Got a 12-ounce bag of frozen cranberries. I'm gonna dump the whole thing in here. Ooh, look at those. That says holiday or what?
Wow.
Wow. I'm even impressed. I'm gonna bring it over here, okay? I'm just gonna give it a toss. Oh, runaway berry. I'm gonna give it a toss. There we go. And I'm gonna take my cup of sugar. Oops, let me do this. I'm gonna take my spices and salt, all the recipes down below. But I've got cinnamon, I've got a little bit of cloves, not too much because it can be overpowering, but just the right amount screams holidays and celebration. And then I've also got Ceylon cinnamon, which is a little different than the normal cinnamon like in oatmeal cookies.
What's different about the Ceylon cinnamon?
So the Ceylon cinnamon is more of what I would call hot sweet cinnamon. Like think candy apple, red hots, that flavor cinnamon. And it's not hot at all. Okay, I'm just giving a little stir. It's not hot, but it's that flavor cinnamon. It's not the warm oatmeal cookie cinnamon. And I think by using half of that, you get much more depth of flavor. And I think it just pairs really well with the tart, bright flavors. I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a stir, nothing crazy. Some people like to add a tablespoon or two of flour right here to make sure it thickens up, but it's gonna bake so long and the berries and apples have pectin that I don't think it's really necessary. You can if you want to, but that juice is gonna thicken up. It's full of sugar. Now for our crumble. Crumble's super easy. I've got oatmeal, flour, and brown sugar here. We're just gonna put all in a bowl. Ooh.
Ooh, that brown sugar got kind of hard.
It said packed in. I packed it this morning and it is woo-wee.
It's your workout.
Okay, let me get another chunk of brown sugar. Okay, if you're prepping in advance, don't set your brown sugar out too soon. This has been out for a few hours and it's a chunk.
Wow. While he does that, we'll just keep an eye on this beautiful, beautiful masterpiece. It looks delicious already.
What do they say? I'm gonna measure with my heart.
Oh.
I'm gonna say this is about, yeah. That's about enough right there. And speaking of prepping ahead, I'm literally making this for Thanksgiving Day. I know we're a week and a half early, but pies and crisps freeze beautifully. So I'm gonna make this today. I'm gonna make a little one for us to, enjoy the fruits of our labor today. And on Thanksgiving Day, we're gonna pop this in the oven and it is gonna be beautiful like we just made it that morning.
So Paul, we just moved into our new place and this is why we can't find the mics. So that's why it sounds a little bit weird. But also, this is our first Thanksgiving.
This is our first Thanksgiving in this place. It's our first, almost everything in this place.
Yeah, seriously.
Like first time having people over, first time cooking a big dinner, first holiday, except Halloween, which doesn't count. Not
really.
By the way, I'm adding a little bit of cinnamon and salt here just to make the crumble a little extra. And I'm gonna add some broken up pecans here. You don't have to, but it's a holiday, right? Like, we're gonna do everything we can to make it a little more special.
But yeah, I'm super excited. I have my family coming over that I haven't seen in a while. Paul has all of his family coming over. And then of course we have some friends coming over. It's gonna be a big, what, 25, I think, people we said?
26 so far,
wow.
Which, all right, we've never done a holiday this big before. We've done birthdays and celebrations, but not like just a regular holiday. We never have both sides of the family over together. We have some coworkers who have family that's out of state, so they're coming over. I can't forget the butter. That would be tragic if I baked this and there's no butter in a dessert.
We're over here talking.
You could totally melt this and mix it in, but I have my handy dandy blending fork here. Benny knows I love my fork, and I'm just gonna mix it in, and it's quite possible that I should have gotten a bigger bowl. But I'm just gonna go in with my hand, and I'm just gonna do this. Back to the days of preschool and making mud pies, and I'm just gonna do this until it's all together. So since my hands are already dirty, I'm just coming over here to our delicious fruit, and I'm just crumbling it all over. There's no right or wrong way. You could sprinkle it, you could pat it down, you could double up on the topping if you want to, if you like a whole bunch of crumbly, crispy parts. I think we've got plenty here. I added way more oatmeal than you're supposed to because I like a lot of topping.
Yeah, the topping's the best part anyways. I mean, yes, the cranberries and the apples look delicious, but that crunchy granola topping with the cinnamon, ooh, I'm excited for it.
The oven's been preheating to 350 since we first started peeling the apples, so it's good and hot. Look at my mess. This was supposed to be like really quick and simple. But I'm gonna throw this in the oven for about 45 minutes. Take a look at it about 30 minutes. If it starts getting too dark on top, because there's nuts in there you don't want it to burn, just go ahead and lay a piece of foil over the top. You don't have to crimp the edges or anything. Just lay it on top, let it be, and it'll protect it from getting too sunburned.
Ooh, I want to mention this. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look what we got there. Paul's latest book from Danielle, Rustic Joyful Food on Insta. Check it out if you haven't got it yet.
Butter, flour, sugar, joy. It's on Amazon. It just came out 2 days ago. It's beautiful inside, full of delicious recipes, but the pictures are so awesome. I love it already. There's actually a recipe for a really awesome looking pear crisp in there. Much fancier than this, but it looks great. I haven't tried it yet, but yeah, before the holidays are over, we're gonna give it a try. All right, let's go in the oven. We're gonna say 45 minutes. Again, check it halfway through, but these berries are still frozen, so it's gonna take it a little while to get done, but that's okay. It's gonna be delicious. Now we wait. Now we clean up our mess.
Hey, Paul, we're almost at 1,000 followers. We might be at 1,000 followers by the time you post this video.
Yeah, we need 10 more subscribers to have 1,000, which is amazing.
First of all, just want to say thank you guys. I never thought this channel would start to like have that much traction. We've been off and on with it for so long. We're a COVID channel. That's how we started, right? COVID times.
Ugh.
I know. But we got this channel out of it. So you know what? That's not a bad thing. I'm not mad at it.
We could have got this channel because of like vacation or something.
You didn't like the worldwide shutdown due to a virus?
No. So while we wait, I want to remind you there are lots of things you can make ahead. We're not going to be cooking all day on Thanksgiving Day. Later on this week, we're going to post a video about how we're prepping this week and next week. So when Thanksgiving Day actually comes, we're going to spend time with friends and family, and most of our cooking is going to be done. So if you're making cakes, pies, crisps, cookies, now's the time to get that out of the way. Before your oven's full, before your kitchen's a disaster, you can make your pies. You can freeze them raw, you can freeze them baked. They come out beautiful the same way. Make your cake layers, wrap them really well in plastic wrap them in foil, or put them in a plastic bag, container. Take them out and frost them the day before, perfect. Your crisps, same way. Make up your cookie dough, have them divvied out into individual cookies. There's no reason to be in the kitchen baking at midnight, the night before Thanksgiving. I know it's become a tradition, but it's way nicer to get up to a clean kitchen, like you've had a good night's sleep, and then enjoy the day.
Amen. Can you stand by that this year? Can you not do that?
Okay, I talk a big talk. I'm gonna try, but you always remember something later, like, oh, I wanna make this. And then Benny's like, please go to bed. Yeah. Please, get out of the kitchen.
No, you've done catering things, you've done big events. Never like in our house, we have to take it everywhere.
Right.
But oh my gosh, the nights before, you guys have no idea what our house looks like. I get so mad, but you know what? It turns out beautiful, and that like rush of people's enjoyment, it makes it worth it.
It makes it worth it, right?
It makes it worth it.
What do I always say every night, the night before we have an event?
I ain't doing this again. I'm not doing this. I'm not next
Never.
year. Nope. And nope. Here we are.
And then we do every year. And we love it, and food's delicious, and it always ends up being fun.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. It smells like holidays. Ooh, you smell that cloves, that cinnamon. Okay, so you guys saw the pretty one already, but here's a little individual one, kind of pitiful. It's like half full, but it's gonna taste good. And listen, you hear this? So your crisp should have some little texture to it. It shouldn't be sog. It shouldn't be an apple sog. It should be an apple crisp.
Ooh.
Even if it's like a little cookie texture. Quick note, I baked mine in a pan too big for the recipe. It called for like a 9x9, and I did it in 9x13 because I wanted to use that dish. So it's a little thinner than normal, but it's still baked up perfectly. Just had to bake it a little less time. All the details in the description below, but let's taste this. I should have got a spoon. I just figured no ice cream, I'd get a fork. Oh, it's all caramelized there on the edge. I love that little cookie part. Let's try this.
Done.
Done. I could make one and eat it for dinner.
Oy. Okay.
No ice cream. Nothing. Ben, come. Here, give me the camera. You eat this.
Hold on.
It's so good. Not exaggerating.
Okay.
I'm impressed. Like I've never had it before.
All right, so got a little crust on here. Got a little bit of everything. This is my bite. It's not the prettiest, but I'm gonna take it. Oh, let's see.
Right?
Oh.
Like Jesus loves you, right? It's so like warm and like, it's like a cookie on top, right?
So,
this is your turn. I'll be quiet.
So, you know, honestly, I'm usually not a fan of like apple pies and, you know, things like that where the apple's baked in. This is the best thing ever. You know what? Apple pie, you had your time. Apple crisp, it's your time to shine. This is what's going to be our new go-to. Thank you for making this, Paul.
You get the clove, right?
You get the clove, you get the cinnamon. The sweetness is really good, but the apples just like get so soft. I don't want to say mushy in a bad way, but like a really delicious, smooth texture. And then the cranberries, of course, add that nice little tartness, little punch. It just comes together so nicely. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have the rest of this, by the way.
Go for it.
Yes, this is amazing. And then I know Paul usually does this, but first of all, I want to say thank you for watching. I know we're almost going to hit 1,000 followers soon, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know I'm usually behind the camera, but this time I came out from the camera to eat, really, but also to thank you. So that's Paul behind the camera. I'm Benny. We're grateful for delicious apple crisps and delicious, desserts for Thanksgiving, and we're also grateful for you watching. I'm gonna go finish this.